we're not going 1 lug, 2 lug, 3 lug, or 4 lug. We're gonna go 5 lug. And the wheels that we're choosing, the wheels that we're using, you'll see them by the end of this video.
And now, you're watching the ambassador, coordinator, and supporter of Hot Girl Summer channel of YouTube. Welcome to Bodie Vision.
Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on yet another video. We've just really been banging them out. I'm trying to kind of catch up from when I had that week off. So I'm on it, coming out with a video every other day for as long as I can. Let's see how long that keeps up. Anyway, so this video right here, what we have going on, if you can see the DC to Type R 5 lug conversion. Now, as far as EGs and DCs, they are very similar, but also EKs, you could also use this stuff as well, except you just got to use your upper control arms for the EK, because the DC and EG are a little bit different how they work. This is a whole different system. But anyways, you could still use this on an EK, but we're not too worried about it because we're using it on an EG. So the first thing that I got to do, I was waiting on some parts. I just got them in the mail yesterday. As you can see right here, we got these hard race bushings, and they go so there and there, and then those are for the back because these ones are all dry rotted and gross right here. That one on this side, and then coming around to that one on this side. So we got to get those pressed out, and they make a special tool for this that you can rent. But before I actually go spend my money on that, I want to see if I could just use my press to get those old ones out of there, and then we'll pound the new ones in there, and then we'll get this whole install started. So that popped off. It was a little bit crazy, but what I ended up doing is I just took this part of it out completely. So this is what it looks like, just putting them back together. And then as you can see, I put it in the press right there, and then I just put this little metal thing across it, and then I pressed it out. It was a little bit crazy. I know they make jigs, all kinds of setups for this thing, but I like to try to kind of figure it out and see if I can do it with the stuff that I have. One, I don't know, it maybe makes the project take a little bit longer, but it's kind of fun. You got to have fun while you're doing stuff like this. So the next thing I want to do, now that that's out of there, I want to actually get this one ready to go. I'm going to get the hole that's receiving this a little bit cleaned up, a little bit lubed up, so that way it slides in nice and easy. Alright, so now we have the back completely done, and it is looking pretty good. As you can see, it's in there. There's just a little bit of surface rust, but it is looking good. Now looking underneath the car, I had to go ahead and run the little e-brake cable lines and put those all up. That's a little bit challenging because those brackets kind of get in the way of you actually putting on those 12mm bolts, but you just got to work around it, and it's not too bad. So that's all good, and everything's looking good underneath there. Now one thing, as I'm doing this, see, I got the back done. The back's all good. Now we still have the front to do, and I'm really tempted, and I really want to put the wheels on so I can see how they're gonna look, but in my mind, mentally, I just say to myself, don't ruin the surprise, don't ruin the look of it. Go ahead and finish the front. That gives me some motivation to get it done, and then in the end, I'll put all the wheels on the car, put the car on the ground, and that'll be the payoff. And that's what keeps me motivated, and that's why I'm gonna stop filming right now and get to the front. full 5-lug conversion. Now, this work is pretty cool. I actually kind of like to take a break from doing a bunch of the paint and body work. This is not, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but it is hot in here and it does get me kind of dirty, and I actually prefer to not get all greasy and stuff. But this, I'm all good, but this is a good time. I'm happy with how this went. So now is the question, now is maybe why you clicked on the video, maybe not, but this is what's next in the video. So DC2 Integra Type R 5-lug conversion. Now, we just went with the wheels that were actually attached to this before. Did you know what it was? There you go. So these wheels and this whole conversion, they were all together. They came from one car. So I don't know if anybody else thinks that's cool, but these wheels and rotors and everything, they were all rolling together in Japan, and now they will be back together on the EG Hatch project that we got going. Still got to commit to a name. There's been so many great options, but either way, I'll pick something soon enough. So now is what I've got the Golfs coming back. So now is what I've been waiting for. I want to get the car off the jack stands with the wheels on it, see how it sits, see how it looks, and I am definitely hyped for this. And one more thing, just one more quick thought before I let you go and I put these wheels on. So with some of the suspension up front, I just put everything hand tight because that's all gonna have to come out when we put in the motor, and again, we're just kind of on that mock-up phase, so I'm not too worried about putting cotter pins in there or getting everything tight to spec. I just want everything to be good enough so that way we know what it's gonna look like, and then it'll all get ripped off when it comes time for painting and everything. So mock-up phase, that's what we're doing. Let's get these wheels put on. Now another thing that I wanted to mention, these lug nuts, I don't like this style whatsoever. These are just some that I had sitting around, so they're gonna be just fine for right now. We actually have some on the way. They should be here shortly and they'll give a little different flair. They'll be real nice. These are just for mock-up purposes only. So everything is looking good. I mean, let me know what you think. And right now, obviously, the front's sitting up really high because there's no motor in the car, and motor, we're gonna have to address that another time. Now, I know I said in the last video, the one where I was working on Betty White, that we're gonna be putting on a wing in the next video, but turns out these parts came here just the other day. The parts that I needed, those rear bushings for this car, they got here. But we need to get a stock wing in order to run that wing, or I'm gonna try to do it with the spoon wing, but either way, what I wanted to do today was to get this done. I wanted to get the car in the ground. I wanted to get it on its own weight. I wanted you to see it, and I think it looks really good. You got to understand, this car, what the owner wants to do, he wants it to be battle car, time attack, crazy track car type deal. Now, I don't necessarily like these side skirts, for example, but I do like them if they have the big wing and then a whole bunch of other aero type things. I think they look good in that sense. So the fact that it's going to be a lot of track style stuff, I think everything that we've done so far and everything that we're going to do kind of works all together for the overall look. And I think these OEM 98 through 01, or in Japan I think it's 97 through 00 Integra Type R wheels, JDM 5-lug. I'm just blabbling at this point. I'm tired. It's the end of the day. I think that the car looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and get home, get something to eat, get the car pushed back in the shop, and again, lug nuts are on the way, so that's gonna look a little bit different too. Overall, I'm really happy with the progress. Let me know what you think. Are you a fan of these wheels? I know a lot of people said they wanted to see us do 4-lug, but after talking with the owner, and a lot of people said 5-lug as well, I think it was about 50-50. This is what we decided, this is what we went with, and I am definitely happy with this. So that's gonna be it for this one, you guys. Whew, one last look. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe, do all this stuff. You know what it is, YouTube. I'll see you on the next one. Out.